Star wide receiver Julio Jones is finally traded, and guess what? It's good news for Eagles fans. All that and more coming up next.
The following announcement has been paid for by
the ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Sports.
Can you feel it? Can you feel that excitement?
The merchandise, wearing the hats.
Chris Wild here live from Lincoln Financial.
And I'm telling you, if you let Eli Manning walk into that stadium.
Music.
Wow.
Man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are goosebumps.
Whoa!
And more.
What's his next book going to be called? Spineless?
Mike.
Welcome everyone to the first week of June. Welcome to summertime and welcome back to another episode of the ENN Podcast. I'm of course the good brother of Broad Street, the 2020 Big League Fantasy Football Champion and professional wrestler Chris Wild. And I gotta be honest with you, the past couple weeks have been outrageously busy for me. Whether it's training, whether it's wrestling, whether it's getting my face kicked off, it has just been nuts. So I would like to apologize for the lack of content last week, but we are back with tons of content for this week. As I said, it is hot outside and it's getting hot in the NFL with some news. And of course, I'm talking about former Atlanta Falcons star wide receiver Julio Jones. As I said in a previous video, he had been asking to get traded. The Falcons have been wanting to move his outrageous salary cap hit, and they did that yesterday. And before I get to that, let's talk about anytime there is a star player that wants to get traded or is about to get released. It almost seems like it doesn't matter what position he plays. Us here in Philadelphia, whether it's media, whether it's fans, whether it's guys like me, we want that player. We speculate what the Eagles could do to get that player, especially when the Eagles have the picks that they have. They've possibly 3 first-round picks. Next year, they're going to have a lot of money. They freed up a little bit of cap space this week. So why not bring in Julio Jones? Even though it really doesn't make much sense, why not bring him in? And I'll talk about why he doesn't make much sense and what we really need in a few.
Hold on. I'm gonna elaborate on that later.
But he was definitely traded to a team that I think it just fits. And that is, yesterday he was traded to the Tennessee Titans. The Titans also get a 6th-round 2023 draft pick, and the Atlanta Falcons get a 2nd-round pick in 2022 and a 4th-round pick in 2023. I think it's fair on both sides. Definitely fair compensation for the Falcons, as again, the Tennessee Titans are going to have to take on this contract and probably try to redo his deal in some way. And Julio Jones is an older player coming off a bad year. I mean, last year it's so hard to really debt guys for last year, as it was just not unlike any other year in NFL history or in the world for that matter with the COVID-19 pandemic. So look, Julio Jones goes to a team that is playoff ready, possibly Super Bowl ready. When you look at a great defense, probably the best running back, definitely the scariest running back in the league, and Derrick Henry, a young promising wide receiver, and A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, who is playing the best he's ever played. And this, now could this move possibly propel the Tennessee Titans above the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl? I don't know that for sure. There are tons of good teams, it seems like, in the AFC. You got the Browns, I can't believe I'm saying that, but you got the Browns that are trending upward. You got the Patriots who are trending upward. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, even the Pittsburgh Steelers are still in the mix. So it is going to be tough, but this definitely gives the Tennessee Titans a better chance. And again, I said in another video why this doesn't make sense for the Eagles is because the Eagles aren't a team that is ready to take that next step like they were in 2004 when they got Terrell Owens. They're just not there yet. Julio Jones would not want to come here, I don't believe, anyway, so why pay for a wide receiver with a pick, of course, that doesn't really want to play here? Now, would it be absolutely awesome to think about him on one side, Devontae Smith on the other, Jalen Reagor maybe in the slot? Absolutely, but that's just not going to happen, and I'm not really that upset by it because the Eagles have bigger needs. They need cornerback. One of the good things, and I said in the beginning, it's good news for Eagle fans. The reason why it's good news for Eagles fans is because the Eagles play the Atlanta Falcons in week 1. If Julio Jones would have stayed a Falcon, which was highly unlikely, the Eagles would have had to face that trio of Kyle Pitts, Julio Jones, and Matt Ryan. It would have been especially for the Eagles, if they stick with what they got at cornerback now, it would have been too much. It just would have been absolutely too much, and it still might be too much, to be honest with you. Just thoughts of Michael Jacquet at that second cornerback spot absolutely gives me nightmares. But with that being said, guys, Julio Jones, now a Tennessee Titan. I think he might wear the number 8, which kind of looks weird on him, to be honest. But again, he's on Eagle. I didn't expect him to be an Eagle, and I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. As we move forward, the Eagles, they just have so many other needs. Still, they have other needs. They did free up some cap space. Zach Ertz is still here. That situation seems to not be going anywhere. I can't see him staying an Eagle, but who knows at this point. And we're going to have way more as the Eagles finished out their first OTA with some news coming out of that. I'll have some more content a little bit later, guys, but thanks for joining me. Again, it is summertime, and we are just less than 100 days away from the NFL season, which is pretty damn exciting if you ask me. With that being said, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, go Birds, and I'll see you later.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand.